Hello. Happy Sunday. Happy weekend. Yeah, hello. It has been a very much dawdling weekend, shall we say. I managed to do just reading yesterday. That was it. Just reading. I finished one book. Picked up and then DNF'd another book and then started a third this weekend. So between Friday and Saturday. So it's been a reading weekend. I'm hoping that will kind of give me some extra inspiration and oomph for the writing, because last year I did not by any means accomplish the type of writing or reading that I wanted to get done. My TBR shelf has continued to grow without really diminishing. So I wanted to make sure that I made that effort to do a little bit more reading. And I guess I should say a little bit more of finishing books. So yeah, although, already DNFing 2 into the year, it's not that bad, but it's more than I normally would. So I don't know if my patience is growing thinner for stories that don't hold my attention, or if I was just not in the mood for those particular stories. Either way, I do need to update my book log in here to show those books that I DNF'd. The book that I DNF'd, I already did the one I finished, so I need to update for the DNF, and then once I finish the one I am currently reading, I will also update that. So I may just wait until I finish the current one, but either way. So yesterday was reading day. I know that there was the 30-hour readathon. I did not participate. I thought about it, but then I was just apparently in a reading mood yesterday. So I hope that whatever you did yesterday, it was either restful or productive for you. Let me know if you wound up participating in stream hopping across the 30-hour marathon of writing. And yeah, so let me know what you're doing. Either this weekend, today, whatever it is that you've been doing. I did pull a card. I pulled, yesterday was the Otter Spirit, so it was quite fitting for the marathon across all the channels and the collaborative spirit that was going on yesterday. It's the You Are Never Alone co-creation type of thing. So co-writing and friendships and all of that good stuff. So yesterday was very appropriate. Today's, yes, there is another write-a-thon next weekend. I think next weekend is the one that Barrett arranged. Is that right? Am I getting that correctly? Am I attributing it correctly? I hope so. I know that Barrett and Chandra and Charlie and Vixen of Fiction are going to be on next Saturday. So I think I have that right, in that who is sort of responsible for that. So that's going to be next weekend. Yes. Today's spirit is actually the skunk spirit, which is always a super duper cute card. I love him. Look at his little butterfly mask. Isn't he cute? So the skunk spirit, if I can say it correctly, the main message is to know your worth. And so what do you value? What do you believe in? Is your best, most authentic self on display? The skunk spirit comes as a reminder that you can be proud of who you are and what you have accomplished. Know your worth. Not everyone will agree with you or share your values, but you can walk with your head high, knowing that you can express your integrity Others can feel your authenticity and will be inspired by it. Be who you are, and if your reputation precedes you, good. You have much to be proud of, and the skunk spirit wants you to be your best self and the true you. So this is definitely a card that is very good to pull when you are feeling down in the dumps, or when you are feeling very much in the deep hole of revisions. That time when you're questioning, like, is this even worth it? Am I a good writer? So the skunk spirit is here to say, yes, you are a good writer. Yes, you have stories to tell. Those stories are worth telling, and the way you are telling them is good. So skunk spirit is very good. I have an affection for this skunk spirit that I might not necessarily have for a real skunk. Yeah, so skunks, very adorable. And this one doesn't stink. Bonus. So yes. All right, so that's the card for today, is the skunk spirit, knowing your worth, knowing that you have something of value. So yeah, so that is the spirit for the day, which is a very good spirit to be on, because we are approaching day 10 for January or New Year's resolutions, or so day 10 is sometimes very difficult. So we are approaching that. So hopefully the skunk spirit will help us get over that little hump, if you will. All right, let me say hello. I know that I was a bit late this morning, so I know that not everybody will have sort of gotten the message, and apologies to Devin for not scheduling this ahead of time. I will do my best to do better. So it's been kind of a weird situation where I'm trying to arrange IRL plans with some people that are only free on the weekends, and so sometimes, whether it's a Saturday or a Sunday, sometimes the communication doesn't come across in a timely manner, either my fault or theirs, who knows. But just coming across, and I'm trying to meet two different people, so it's just going to be a thing for hopefully it will be done by next weekend. So that way, I mean, I don't want to just get it over with, because they are good friends of mine. But yeah, arranging plans during panini times, when one is now immunocompromised, or, well, I don't know if, I think technically she would be immunocompromised at this point. It might be immunodeficient. I don't know. I'm not real sure what it counts as, but I will have to ask her. So then maybe I can tell you. I don't know. But so Devin says howdy, hello. And I said hello back. And Megan said hello. And Megan has been working on your Cyrano de Bergerac deep dive. Excellent. And are you working with the Library of Congress archives, or are you working with other types of research? CB says hello. Also, since you mentioned the Library of Congress archives, I mentioned that to my dad, and he's like, oh, I would like to read some old newspapers and things. So I hopefully will be able to get him set up with some interesting microfilm things from the newspapers for him. So thanks for mentioning the Library of Congress archives, because that will help entertain my father for a while. CB says hello, and Megan napped all day long yesterday. I mean, as long as it was restful, that's a good thing. Better Days, hello, how are you? And yes, that's the write-a-thon next weekend. It is Barrett's write-a-thon. Okay, good. I thought I was remembering it correctly, but I just wanted to make sure. CB says, I worked on what you thought was going to be the book 1 of Stark for President yesterday all day, only to realize that you are going to put a one-shot before it. Okay. Okay. Do 8-year-olds learn how to do cursive? Yes. Because 8... Okay, so let's see. We moved to Utah when I was 6.5. We moved back when I was 8.5-ish, 8 to 8.5. And that was the year that we were learning cursive, which would have been 3rd grade, I think. I'm pretty sure it was 3rd grade. So yes. Yes, Megan can corroborate this. You started learning cursive in 3rd grade, which was age 8 to 9. Yes. And I remember this because we moved states while we were learning cursive. And so we were learning the letter shapes when we left Utah. And then by the time that we got enrolled in school here in Georgia, they were already practicing paragraphs. So I didn't get as much repetition with the correct cursive shapes, which is what I blame my crappy cursive handwriting on. I mean, it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm lazy and, can't stick to the actual shapes that I'm supposed to. Nothing to do with that at all. It has to do with the absolute lack of repetition. It's because I'm lazy and I just want to kind of like get it over quickly. Which is, I mean, exactly what cursive is intended to do, but my cursive is not pretty. It's not pretty. Cyrano de Bergerac knows his worth. You hope to know your worth the same way that he knows his. Very nice. I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know that I can put a male pronoun because I don't know who this person is. I will have to do a little bit more research, or you can tell us. One or the other. Laura is here. Hello. How are you? How are you? Are you doing well? And how is Roy? Yay for scent-free. Yes, scent-free skunk. Yay. Exactly. Yes. Megan says, right now you're just working on the summary. You've been using Wikipedia and other sources online for additional information. Gotcha. And Lauren, hello. You jumped in to say hi. You're also doing a stream until 4 if you want to get more words in. Awesome. So we can stream hop if you want to continue to write during our chatty times. So you can hop over to Lauren's to get more sprints as well. Excellent. Okay, Stevie says, like I've mentioned before, we learned joint up handwriting, which is completely different to cursive and not as pretty. Yeah, and I think that's probably close to what my handwriting or my cursive is. It's like this weird hybrid between print and cursive, and it's not pretty. Okay, but you started learning that in primary 3, so you were about 7, which would have been, I think, 2nd grade, essentially. Yeah, probably. Thank you, Devin. Appreciate that. Oh no, Laura thinks you have a cold. Your nose and throat don't like you. You can still taste fine though. Oh, good. Yeah, no, I had to take a decongestant this morning because I just kept sneezing and dripping. So yeah, I took a decongestant this morning. So soup of some sort, soft facial tissues of some sort, tea, hopefully, and rest. If you need a nap, rest. Stream frogs, yes. Stream hoppers, absolutely. Alrighty. What am I working on today? So I am working on some more of the fixing of the outline for Chimera Moon. And when I say Chimera Moon, I'm referring to trying to plan out not just book 1, but like for probably the first 3, like really trying to get the first large arc planned out in addition to each of the individual book plots. So yeah, it is what it is, but it's trying to contain the world building, which is like I love to do the discovery world building stuff. So I'm trying to contain that and just stick to plot stuff. So I may be going back and forth between working on the computer and working by hand, because sometimes working by hand helps me. I think sometimes it helps me take the time to actually like think things through instead of getting all caught up in just like, oh, lightning fast thoughts, type them out and don't bother to like connect them to things. So you may see me going back and forth between screen and notebook that's down here. So hopefully it'll be productive and useful. So Laura says you got lots of soups delivered the other day. Oh yay! I made tomato bisque soup the other day, and then we made lima beans and ham soup. And then we made what other soups have we made? We've not made potato soup recently, although that's probably on the docket next because we have lots of leftover ham. So lots of soups with ham is what's on the menu for the next couple of weeks. You know, just pop the chunks in the freezer and then pull out a bag when you need it. So Megan says, I made myself a cup of hot chocolate, but you forgot that you still had a cup of tea left. Well, then you should be very well hydrated. Kate is here. Hello, hello. A bit late, but you just got back from walking the doggo in the rain. Oh no. You much prefer the snow to rain? Yes. Devin says, I much prefer summer. But wait, don't you live in Canada? Like, shouldn't you, if you oh well. It is a thing. Maybe I don't know where exactly in Canada you live, so you might be more along the lines of the more temperate area. All right. Okay, we are going to go ahead and get started with a sprinty sprint. I think since I've not chatted quite as long, I can start with a 15. So, or should we start with 15 or should we start with 25? Your choice. Tell me in the chat whether you want 15 or 25. Oopsies. Click the cancel there. Kate says, touche. CB says, I was going to have a bath, but I can wait till morning because your support is an hour later than normal. Excellent. Okay. Megan votes for a 15-minute start to warm up. Devin, of course, votes for the 75-minute. Megan, 15. Better Days says 25. And Kate says 25. Okay. All right. So we have 2 votes for 25. So we will go ahead and do that. Pop this. Nope. I keep forgetting which order I need to press the buttons. Alrighty. Okay, so don't forget your normal reminders. 1, if you've already been working this morning, go ahead and save it. If not, go ahead and pull open your document. And 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with. I have water off to the side, and it is a currently full glass. 3, make sure that you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break or walk around or a snack, you get one. Those are your reminders, and we can now get started with the 25-minute Pomodoro sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! That looks weird. Why does that look weird? Still have myself muted. Okay, that was the first sprint. How'd we do? I went through and I color coded a couple of things for act chunks and cliffhangers. That way I can kind of visually see. I don't know if I'm going to stick with the system. If I wind up thinking it's good, I'll probably redo it a little bit neater. And then I'll be able to like show it. But for now, I'm going to keep it to myself and see how it works first. That way I'll know whether or not it should actually be like I recommended. I don't want to be like, oh, look, here's what I'm doing. And then it fails miserably, you know. So, I mean, maybe I shouldn't care about that, but, you know. So anyway, so I'm going to try color coding so I can visually see. I guess it's kind of a way like shading in Excel or like conditional formatting in Excel, but like on paper, you know, with notes. So I suppose somebody's probably done it before. Either way, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I can like sort of break it down to be a little bit neater. At the moment, it's a bit chaotic. Probably too many colors, too many things. So I may have to sort of like take a step back. But either way. So I got color coding done on several events, and hopefully this will, if I continue to do this, it will pan out more for the long term, because I wanted to make sure I knew what was. I want to make sure that I include bits of foreshadowing or like forward momentum, not necessarily just foreshadowing, but like forward momentum for the like larger arc, as well as the like main plot line for like that book. So I need to be able to insert and make sure that I have a decent pace. So like you need to have the beginning of the large arc in book 1, and then you need to have the middle of the large arc in book 2, or, you know, and then you need to have like the end of that arc, but like a connector bit to the next arc for a longer series, which is what I'm intending for Chimera Moon. So like making sure I have the large story arcs as well as the individual character arcs for the main characters of each book. So I guess I'm essentially just like redoing my series plot and making sure that I don't have mushy middles for for the main plot arc, that kind of thing. So again, replotting everything, reorganizing, hopefully for the better. So Kai is here. Hello. He had a bit of a headache, but feeling better now, so coming in for some sprints. Excellent. I'm glad you're feeling better. And yes, I don't know what it is. I think it's partly the weather. Definitely has some sort of influence, because sort of like the back and forth between cold, dry, humid rain, like the back and forth has not been great in terms of like sinuses and headache for me. I always get the headache like sort of like up the back of my neck, and sort of like there's a hand gripping back of my skull. Those are fun. I'm being facetious. So but yeah, so definitely headaches are no joke. So CB got 489 words. Nice. Excellent. Kate got 58 words of chapter 32. She's up to 5.2K. Woo boy. And you'll be flinging something off the bridge. Yeah, I can definitely see that. And you brainstormed a scene for later in part 2 and a new one for part 4. Ooh, nice. And Megan worked on the deep dive summary. You're at a very romantic scene in the novel. You'd love it. You wish more people spoke this way in real life. Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of that. We do verbally tend to take shortcuts, don't we? And it's always, when I'm around people who use language verbally as if they had, spent their life in a book, it's just, there's something about it that makes me want to have my own better vocabulary and better what's the word? Now I've lost my words and my vocabulary. Talking about having better vocabulary and wordage and ways with words. This is why I prefer the written word. It's because usually when I'm writing it, I can remember the word, but when I'm doing it verbally, all bets are off. All bets are off when I do it verbally. Yeah. Eloquence. There we go. That's what I wanted. I'm like, what is this word? I know it starts with an E. It's not elephant. But yes. Okay, so CB has a quote for us. I ended things with Maya Jarvis. I ended things with Maya. Jarvis took her off the security system, but I screwed up so badly with Pep that I don't think I have a chance with her, and I think I'm destined to be alone forever. Oh no! Believe in yourself. The skunk spirit needs to, I know. But yes. CB says, be right back. Kai says, okay, that makes sense. Actually, there's been a sudden weather change where you are too. Yes. Yeah. When there's a back and forth between weather with the barometric pressure, not only do my sinuses get out of whack, I usually get either a severe headache or a migraine, one or the two. And for about a week, I've had that feeling of like somebody's holding the back or gripping the back of my skull. So yeah, I've been taking a lot more Excedrin and aspirin than I normally do on a weekly basis just because of the weather changes. But I think I have to do that more in the wintertime anyway, just because of the general back and forth. And Georgia weather is fickle, shall we say. It never actually seems to stay consistent for more than about 3 days. So yeah, more eloquence in your verbiage. Yes, that's what we want. That is definitely what we want. Christina says, hello. Hello. How are you? And CB is back with dinner. Excellent. Whenever you put your heating on, your nose gets all gross and dried out. Yes. Because heating does generally tend to dry the house more, especially if you have a well-sealed house. And that's also one of the reasons why we cook so many soups and stews in the wintertime, is because we're trying to put some of the moisture back in the air. Because if you've got a pot of beans boiling or simmering on the stove and you have the lid off, then all of that evaporation then like returns moisture to the air in the house. So that's one of the reasons why we tend to do that, just to kind of help mitigate this a bit. You should have come in the quote, but you're running out of characters. That's fine. That's fine. I figured it out. Jenna is here. Hello. Sorry you're late. No worries. It's the Dawdling Writer channel. You can come on in whenever you want. You got into marketing stuff and lost track of time. Very nice. Speaking of marketing stuff, I really love your avatar. The black and white photos where there's a really nice composition and highlight between shadow and highlight. I don't know how to talk about photos, but I like the composition of your avatar, and things like that work very well for author photos and social media posts, because there's such a clear delineation of like shapes that it's more easy to recognize I know mine is a little bit convoluted because I've got like the books in the background and stuff, and so there's a whole lot of busyness in the background. So that's one of the things that like I don't have a great author picture, profile picture, whatever. And I wish I had the skills to take a better picture of myself. So either a better selfie skills, or I could just ask like a friend to do it. But I'm usually, I'm not one to say like, here's my camera, take a picture of me, or like, hey, can you send me a picture of my face? Like that's not usually something that I do, especially when I'm out with friends. Normally I'm the friends that I hang out with in IRL, we're more the type to like have conversation and like not be on our phones generally, which is really nice. And so I don't have a decent, I think, in my opinion. But this could just be a comparison coming in and shaking my brain. But anyway, all of this to say, I really love your avatar picture. It's a lot of nonsense to be like, hey, I like your avatar picture, and it's great for marketing purposes. Good Lord. This is okay. This is how you know that when we tell stories and we get sidetracked into like all the little holes, the rabbit holes, and the side stories and all of the other details that don't matter. I have a really hard time getting to the point in like very specific terms very shortly. I have a problem with that. It seems like I'm incapable of doing that. And that's a skill that I would like to work on, just in general. But I think part of that also comes from more academic writing training, because you're always taught to elaborate on something or go more into depth with something. And you are always sort of working to expand your core idea into pages and pages of a report or an essay. And so it's very different from writing for a market that requires you to get to the point faster, that requires you to have more action and less description if you want the pace of things to move. And so it's an entirely different skill, or well, maybe not entirely different, but it is a skill that you have to unlearn all of your academic writing skills. Not all of, but some of. And so random thoughts, random side conversations. Welcome to my brain at whenever o'clock, and the little trails that it goes down. So Jenna says, well, thank you. Your husband took it with his phone. Oh, he's a very nice photographer then. Lovely. I like it. Tell him he did a good job. Kai says, just went back to see what the card was pulled. The skunk spirit. Yes, the skunk spirit. Know your worth. And making sure that you believe in yourself and your work. He's so cute. And I love that he's on this little daisy as well. He's just cute. I like him. I don't know why I like him a lot, partly because of the message and partly because he's just super cute. Devin says, the photo of me in my book was taken with a selfie stick. There you go. I mean, that's definitely a way to do it. I don't have a selfie stick, so I might have to invest in that. I don't know. You teach, and that's one of the feedbacks you get from your observations all the time. Yes, making sure that you get to the point. With teaching English, at least that was one of the skills that I was struggling with when I was teaching the middle school kids this past semester. But with the high school kids, at least you are training them to elaborate, to expand upon things, because they already have the basic core that they can express, usually. So yeah, so it's not quite as like bad, I thought. Maybe it was just that I did get to the point a little bit more at the high school level. I don't know. Right with Melanie. Hello. Your apologies for being super late. No problem. It's the Dawdling Writer channel. You can come in whenever you want. You had to tackle housework before you settled in for writing. Yes. Housework. Housework and things. Yes. The overspeaking, overwriting, and not the selfie stick, though you thought about getting one of those as well. Yeah. It happens. Overspeaking all the time because we get excited about whatever it is. Overwriting, sometimes for the same reason. Yeah. You have had a camera phone since 2008-ish, and you still can't take a decent selfie. Yeah, I think, like, I've just never... Our family has not been one to take unscripted photo. I don't know, unscripted, unplanned photos a great deal of the time. So it's always sort of like, I don't know how to, and usually they're like family photos, like all stand together, like kind of squished together. And so I don't know what to do with body shapes. So I think that's just more of like, you got to do it more to experiment. So yeah. Agreed. Yes. English 6 to 12 from the same. Yeah. Yep. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's get back to writing. Speaking of getting into the point of things, let's get back to writing with another sprint. 25 minutes. And this is the self-promo sprint, which means that if you have something you would like to promote, be it your YouTube channel, your Twitch channel, your social media, your Etsy, your Amazon store, Amazon author page, etc., blog, whatever it is, don't forget to promote it. Just remember that if you do not have a little wrench of power for the moderators, you will not be able to post direct links. So you may have to spell out dot instead of using .com. Either way. But yes, don't forget to promote yourself or those that you feel are worthy of promotion. Bonus points to you if it is writing adjacent. So with that said, let's get to our reminders and then our sprint. So 1, don't forget to save now that we've been working for a sprint. 2, make sure that you have a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with if you did not last sprint. 3, make sure that you straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a snack or a walk around, you do that. And here we go, 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Alrighty, how we doing? That was sprint number 2, which was the self-promo sprint. So if you have something that you would like to promote, don't forget to pop that in the chat so we can read that aloud and have all of our promos. Let's see. I managed to, I finished color coding that bit of outline, and then I needed a brain break. So I went back to the Bujo, and I think I had mentioned that I had forgotten to put my focus words for the year. So I decided on my 3 focus words, which are action, confidence, and release. So I went ahead and I journaled about what those 3 words mean to me for this coming year. So I did that, and then I started work on another spread, which is going to be more of a graphic organizer of sorts. It's an organizer. I've got it laid out in pencil, I think, the way I want it, but I don't like the way it looks. So so I guess it's not really the way I want it. So I'm gonna spend some time thinking about how I want that while I sort of like collect the data that I want to go into this organizer table thing. Because I don't like the way that it's currently laid out. So I'm going to futz with it anyway. So I'm just going to pencil it in for now and collect the data that I want to have reflected in the organizer. And then I might just leave that spread to be for right now and move on to a different bit of the outline. So yeah. Yay. Okay, how we doing? So don't forget to put your self-promo in the chat. When do we receive our bonus points? Right now. I gift you bonus points. I don't. Do I have gold stars? I do have gold stars. I have, in fact, gold, red, silver, green, and blue. I have these kind of stars, which, by the way, if you need a reward for yourself and you are into stickers, getting 440 star stickers at the Dollar Tree for $1 is definitely worth it. It's in their teaching and or school area. But yeah, that's definitely worth $1 if you ask me. So, you know, whether or not you are tracking words for the day and you want to give yourself stars for that, if you are tracking minutes that you spend writing, or if you're tracking the fact that you're doing morning pages or whatever, stars and stickers are a good reward. They bring out the inner child in us. So yeah, that's I highly recommend cheap dollar store stickers that are star shaped. Highly recommend them. So here you get a star of your color choice. Although I'm kind of sad they don't have purple, because I would love to have some purple stars in there. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome for the reminders. They are necessary, shall we say. Yes. Okay, so CB has 32 one-shots on your archive of our own. That's what AO3 stands for. And it's under the username PepperoniFan1982. Stark for President is under review at the present, but you have a Discord pepperonyfan1982, hashtag 9466, and or #, whichever. And there are videos of you singing/acting on your YouTube channel, which is under, you can, I think, just right click on CB's name in the chat and it should take you to CB's channel. Megan says, I will be posting your deep dive later this month onto your YouTube channel, and your YouTube channel link is there. Excellent. Also, Megan has a coffee commission link where she can help you create subtitles for edited videos that you are doing, which is very, very helpful. So, Megan, if you have not posted that link later in the chat, make sure you do so. Right with Melanie says, I appreciate these reminders too, especially the posture check. Speaking of which, posture check. I'm like slouching and leaning over. Yes. So Devin says, my stuff, which is, there is Devin's link tree, which is awesome. And also here's the most helpful link that you will find on YouTube when you are trying to search for writing lives. There is Devin's playlist. And Becca is here. Hello. Welcome. Today's spirit is the skunk spirit, which is to know your worth, know that you have value, and the things that you create are awesome. So it is for when we are deep in the imposter syndrome, or deep in the editing hole, revising hole, going like, is this even worth it? Yes, it is. Melanie says, I have a blog where I post about your own mental health recovery journey and share the resources that you feel will be helpful for others based on your experiences. And it is mental health, essentially with Mel, so mentalhealthwmel.blogspot.com. And CB also has a video on YouTube where you play the clarinet. Excellent. And if y'all don't know, Becca has an awesome channel, and you should definitely be subscribed to Becca. I think most of us are, but if you are not, you should do so. And all the hellos. You managed to write the synopsis for your new work in progress, Neighborly Liaisons. Ooh, I like the title. And now you have to get the laundry. You'll be back before the next sprint starts. Excellent. Neighborly Liaisons. That could be really fun. Charlie says, hey, hey. Hello, Charlie. And CB, well, Charlie, what are you working on today? I want to know this. Are you still world building? Are you gaming since today is Sunday? And if you are gaming, which game? CB says 593 words. Goodness, yes, that's a lot of words. CB, you're doing amazing. Megan says, I worked on some more of the Cyrano de Bergerac deep dive. You were up to page 135 out of 230. Something odd page. Yeah, okay, nice, nice. You wonder if you will ever finish this summary. I think so. Hopefully. And if it's interesting, that's fine too. Charlie says, I do all the stuff everywhere, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you do. Charlie has a YouTube channel here. Charlie has a second YouTube channel under Project Shadow. Charlie also has a mindfulness meditation channel, although I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what the title of that channel is, and I am failing miserably. So Charlie, please do enlighten me again. Charlie also has a Twitch and a Discord, and Charlie does all the things. So follow Charlie. Jenna says, hope everybody had a good sprint. You finished some marketing posts for the rest of the week. You're scheduled ahead. Excellent. Good for you. That's awesome. And I suck at doing that, so props to you. That's amazing. Anytime I see people scheduling things ahead of time, I'm like, awesome. You added 150 words to your book 3 draft manuscript. Excellent. You're going to continue with that in the next slot. Excellent. Good. Kai tidied up a little bit. Your character's flashcards are now staring at me over my computer. Ooh, very nice. Like, do you have them taped up on the wall, or are they like in a organizer? I can't see what I'm doing with my hand. I'm just envisioning some sort of like file folder holder or like clear thing that you can like see the cards through. And Kai says, well done, CB. Yes. CB has another excerpt. Why do you want to work at Stark Industries? Truthfully, I want to do something that will mean something one day. Also because I need a job. I'm struggling financially, hence the applications. Yes. I mean, I think that's pretty much like an, that's generally one of the reasons why we apply for jobs is to get a little bit of financial safety. Generally, that's why. So it's one of the reasons. Anyway, Melanie is back. Excellent. You love the sticker? Yes. Yes. Dollar Tree has some really nice stickers, and also the bigger packages are actually like very cost effective. So yeah. Megan says, haha, CB, I feel that quote. It's what I want to say every time I get an interview and get that question. Yeah, like, why do you want to work here? Oh, because I need some money. I need to pay my bills. Yeah. Yeah. CB says, we don't have Dollar Tree in this ridiculous country. Oh my. Do you have an equivalent that might have something similar anyway? So Kate said 193 very angsty words on chapter 32. Just the second major ouch. So maybe you can wrap things up in the next 1K or so. That would be nice. That would be very nice. Kai says to CB, and nothing in Poundland is pounding. Well, our Dollar Tree is now going up to $1.25, so it's no longer a real Dollar Tree anymore. And I'm kind of upset about that. I mean, it's not like they were really $1 anymore because of tax, but still. Jenna says, I looked for purple star stickers for a long time before you went for full virtual as a teacher, and you love Stark for president. Yay. Yes. Yeah, purple stars just would make things, that package just a little bit better. Yes. CB says, exactly to Kai. Not only are you putting Tony through the ringer, but Pepper as well. Nice. Yes. And okay, so yes, here is the commission's link for captioning for Megan. And Melody says it's a domestic suspense / thriller for neighborly liaisons. Nice. CB is also getting put through the ringer. Yes. There's Becca's channel link. Thank you. And Charlie says, I am in the forever world building and all working on the not so secret project. Mysticism channel is called Creation's Path. Thank you. I was trying to remember what the title of it was, and I could not remember. But yes, Charlie has all the things. Melanie says, runs to Charlie's Mysticism channel to subscribe because kindred spirits. Yes. Kai says, I have a cork board with all of your character flashcards on. Okay, excellent. That would make things easier to see then. Yes. CB says that was a short version of the quote because the character count. Character count does make things difficult sometimes. Charlie says, thank you to Melanie. You have so many videos planned, but haven't made any videos for any of your channels yet this year. I feel that. So much is on the horizon. And Melanie says, methinks I'm going to read during the next sprint. Yay. You are less than 50 pages from finishing Jane Eyre, and you want to be done before bedtime tonight. There you go then. Sounds like a really good plan. You are tempted to get some star stickers for your adult homeschooling. Do it. Do it. Stars or smiley faces or whatever kind of stickers you want. Yes. Megan says, oh, and my Twitter is... And there's the Twitter link for the handle. I'm Megan McCarthy. Follow me for hippo pictures and stuff. Yes. CB says, and in fact, I'm going to. Yes, you order some stickers. Yes. Or pick them up. One or the other. All right. So that was the second sprint. Let's do another one. 25 minutes again. Share the screen. If I can remember how to do it again. Here we go. All right, so Our reminders again. 1, don't forget to save your document if you have not saved it in a little bit. 2, make sure that you take a sip of whatever you're hydrating with, especially if you did not do so during the last sprint. 3, make sure that you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a stretch or a snack or a walk around, you do that. All right, let's do another sprint. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right, how we doing? That was the third sprint. And I realized that all this talk about stickers, I have not set up my normal planner for next week. So I've got to do that. So I pulled out the good old planner stickers. And I'm going to be, I started, but I haven't finished doing this next week. So yeah. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Fun times. Also, apparently Mercury is going back into retrograde on Friday of this coming week, in case you want to know. So yeah. All right, let's tea-tum. Where were we? I forgot to put the star on. Melanie said, I love everything about this timer. That was one of HK Darkwood's timers. I love it. It's so soothing and pretty and gorgeous, and having the water actually like move is so nice, so cool. Kai says to Megan, you have successfully distracted me with hippos on Twitter. Nice. Devin coming in with our pun. You are hippotized. CB made some reward charts and ordered the stickers. Excellent. Yay. Yes, indeed. Hippotized. Yes. We love it. Megan is glad she could distract you with hippos. Ooh, Jenna has hit 45,100 words on the nose. Not a bad place to stop. Yes, so Megan posts hippos and hippo-related things, but also she just likes hippos on Twitter. So if you find Megan on Twitter, which is I'm Megan McCarthy, then you will be able to find some hippo content. So yes, that is definitely, Megan also concurs. That is awesome. Love stopping point word counts like that. And Kai says, I managed to draw myself away from the hippos long enough to get a good chunk of World Ember article done. Nice. Good. And Becca wrote a page for your screenplay. Excellent. Yay. That is awesome. Is this a brand new story, or is this because I know you had written screenplays before, is this rewriting one of your stories for a screenplay, or I'm not sure which story you're working on. So Kate says 75 words and had to take a cry break. This chapter is brutal on the emotions. Sad. Yes, definitely take a break if you need one. And you are being very, very disciplined and chipping away at this chapter and making sure that it is the way that it's supposed to be. So props to you. CB made the adult homeschool rewards chart and clarinet practice reward chart. Excellent. Melanie finished all the laundry and read 7 pages of Jane Eyre, which I think means you're within 43 pages now. You love the story, but the writing is kind of dry and repetitive. Gotcha. Melanie says to Megan, if you ever wanted to sell merch, you need hippotized on everything. Megan says, I'm writing it down now. Okay, so it's a new story for Becca. It's a rom-com mixed with aliens. Ooh, fun. And Melanie gives Kate a big hug virtually because, that's all we can do at this point. It's a fantastic combo. It's for Becca, and bet it's fun. Yes, indeed. That sounds fun. Just rom-com with aliens. Yes. Charlie says, I spent the sprint trying to find a comfortable place in the living room to write. No luck as of yet. Is it because of the animals? Because I know that sometimes animals can mess with plans, shall we say. Your feline and canine overlords. Yes. Okay. Let's do another sprinty sprint. Let's see. Kai says to Becca, it makes me think of Mork and Mindy. Melanie says to Charlie, that's what I miss about writing in cafes. There's only a few places around the house you can comfortably write, and the bed is not one of them because you will inevitably nap. There is that. There is definitely that. Okay. Let's do a fourth sprint. Share the screen again. Alrighty. Don't forget to save. Don't forget to have a sip of whatever you're hydrating with, or if you are like me and have consumed the whole thing, you needed to refill, and you have not done so yet, this sprint you should do that. So save, sip, yes, stretch, or straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And if you need a snack or a walk around break, please make sure you get one. Those are your reminders, and here we go with another 25-minute sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right. Okay. Let me sort of gather my thoughts. How we doing? I have managed to, I think, do all of the pre-schedule or like pre-planning stuff that I can, and creating my task lists and whatnot for this coming week. I'm sure I'll kind of futz with it. But anyway, so that is done for this coming week, I think. So that's at least something. Yeah. So I got that done. Working on writing in some things that I forgot to add in for this last week. And kind of check off my lists of things that I finished, or things that I still need to sort of like migrate to later in this month, things like that. Apparently today is just sort of like I did some color coding and organization for the Chimera Moon series, and then I got distracted by stickers and planning. So that's how it went. Where were we? I really need to start. Okay, I see Becca's rom-com mixed with aliens. Okay. So I think it was just past that ish. Okay, so then we're talking about writing in cafes. Don't feel comfortable out there, especially in this town yet. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, yes, reasons to be afraid of cafes at the moment. Not necessarily afraid, but like choosing when to go out and choosing where to go out and what times, to avoid crowds and sort of limit exposure times. Yes. No indoor dining at restaurants here. Another lockdown where Devin is. I'm surprised that lockdown hasn't become one of those words like the panini. Although it may eventually. Who knows? It may already be. I don't know. Kai says to Becca, same, it was one of your favorites. I think this is in reference to the show. So CB says, we have indoor dining here, but there's this goofy app that doesn't even work right that we're supposed to put all our details into that you can never get the darn thing to work. So you printed out your name and details to hand over to the cafe workers with an explanation of, I can't get this particular app, the Test and Protect app, working because I'm too old, too elderly and feeble to use my phone. Here's my information. Elderly and feeble at 39. Sometimes the technology just doesn't work right, so it's not necessarily you. Kai says, most places near me have stopped bothering with the app because it never worked. There you go. Sometimes it's not you. A lot of times I find it's not really us, especially when technology is involved. Melanie wanted to know where generally Devin is from. Devin is near Toronto. Jenna says, sorry about that. Had to hunt down a hole punch and fix your channel planning calendar. Getting back to writing finally. Yes. Do you have a 3-hole punch or a single hole punch? Sometimes single hole punches are quite fun. But when you're wanting to do like massive amounts of paper, 3-hole punches are better. Melanie says, oh, right across the lake from me. Kind of. You're near Cleveland. Devin says, I wish I could swim across. I don't think you wish you would at this temperature or this time of the year. Melanie says, I'd rather swim across any of the Great Lakes except for Lake Erie. And Devin says, don't want to risk running into Bessie. You think Bessie's safer than some of the other stuff floating around. Isn't that the truth? 777 words. Hey, you got the 777. You should definitely play the lottery today. Just, You don't have to, but I'm just saying with that kind of repeating number. Melanie says, I was rendered useless by my inability to focus during that sprint. Oh, nice. Once you stopped doing all your housework and had to sit for a while and you did a bunch of random things. Hey, if you finished your housework, that's awesome. But you vacuumed the apartment, so now your housework is officially done. Excellent. Yay! That is amazing. Megan says, I ate lunch and then your boyfriend called asking if you wanted a hot dog. And you said, sure. So you're having 2 lunches today. Well, there you go. Sometimes it's okay. Especially if you had a light lunch and are still hungry, or you can have it for a snack. So Kate says 131 words. You got past the wrenching stuff. Yay. And onto the reconciliation. Yes. You think you're finally close to finishing this chapter 2. Maybe another 3 to 4 paragraphs. Reconciliation chat is going into chapter 33. Yay. So you're just working on the transition then. That is amazing. CB says, I quote, I glanced up at the portrait of Edwin and Anna Jarvis and I suddenly realized why Dad had wanted to move to California after they died. Something in the painting or picture. Melanie says to Megan, you've heard that Costco's hot dogs are amazing. I have not heard much about Costco's hot dogs or foods in general, so I'm not sure. Jenna says, didn't do much writing due to hunting down that hole punch and fixing the calendar. You're currently at 45,302 words. Very nice. Melanie says, if I do go out, it's usually to make a Dollar Tree and or Five Below trip, and typically within the first half hour of the store opening. Yeah, that's definitely the best time to go, generally, is as soon as they open, rather than waiting until I usually do. I'm terrible at getting out of bed early. Terrible. If I don't absolutely have to be out of bed early, I won't be, because I'm a night owl, and so that means I want to just sleep in all the time, because I usually have not been to bed until very, very late or very, very early. Megan says they usually have to have Polish dogs, and those are amazing. Oh, I wonder if that's closer to brats, like maybe with the spicing. I don't know. CB says, I don't want to live my life in fear. Yes. Which is why you go to the cinema and other places when you have the opportunity. Yes. But it's definitely about managing the risks, for sure. You're only a year younger than you, but you feel the same way with technology at times. Yes. Yes. It's the attitude of some of the staff in the place. Oh, okay. No. Yeah, this is not a good, like, when you encounter that's definitely not a good feeling. And the fact that it's based on technology that, does or does not work all the time, that's definitely frustrating. Kai says, got more of the article done. Excellent. Rereading some of your nano work to remind yourself of the details made you feel better because it wasn't the awful mess you thought it was. Yay! That's always like at the end of the draft, you're like, oh, this is a hot mess. And then if you let it sit for a little bit, you're like, oh, this isn't as bad as I thought it was. There are some good things about this. Yes. Jenna says it's a single hole punch that you use for a visit with me punch card that you did during local in-person signings. Oh, interesting. That's a nice way to do it. Cool. Charlie says, I am writing today. The story wants the telling. Yes. Sometimes they don't let you go. Melanie says, at the very end of the sprint, you chose which feature on Story Planner you want to use to organize your new work in progress. You chose the simple 3-act structure. It's how you like to begin before breaking things down. Excellent. The story wants telling too for CB. I think it's probably going to be too long for a short story. Well, then novella length, maybe. Yes, it is sometimes a very, very good thing when the story is like, I'm not letting you go. You are going to write me. Yeah. Kai always starts out with the simple 3-act as well, or it feels too overwhelming. Gotcha. Melanie says, to Megan, in Cleveland, we call those poor boys, if we're speaking about the same thing. I thought po' boys was not necessarily a hot dog, though. I thought it was more of like a sandwich. I don't know. Colloquialisms are weird. You give a lot of credit to folks who have continued working with the general public for these past few years. Yeah, you work with the public too, but in a work from home call center gig, you could not handle the face-to-face interactions. Yeah. There's face-to-face is definitely interesting in these times, shall we say. Your current draft of book 2 is percolating in the pantry right now for the next 6 months, and you're not allowed to touch it at all. Yes. The skunk card is working its power. Yay! Good. You love the alliteration. Yes, percolating in the pantry. Definitely. Very, very fun to say. While you appreciate the people that have been working hard during the panini, what you do not appreciate is the bad attitude when all you're doing is obeying the letter of the law to the letter. Yep. It was a fun draft. Oh, good. All right. It is just about 5 o'clock, which is normally when my Sunday streams end. So, I'm trying to think. I don't know that the 30-hour is still going on. I don't think it is. I could be wrong. Here's Devin's playlist link one more time. In the chat, should pop up in the chat in a second if it's not already there. But there it is, and that's where you can go to find additional YouTube streams for Sunday evening. It ended at noon. That's what I was thinking it was. Okay. I figured. So there's that. There are more streams later this week. Don't forget that on Mondays, Glory Writes the Blues and Tom host their Monday afternoon extravaganza. And I should be able to, during the week, this week, have my normal sprints. I'm going to, after I end this live, I'm going to go and schedule this week's streams. That way, Devin has some streams to put in his playlists that are not completely last minute. And yeah, also don't forget to save your documents. If you've been working, save it. Yes, so I should be back Monday, Wednesday, Friday of this week, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm still trying to work out if one of my IRL plans is going to be on Sunday or on Monday of this, not this one, but next one. So I will probably not schedule next Sunday's stream until I know for sure about that. So there we go. Let's see. Melanie says, thank you as always for putting the playlist together, Devin. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Melanie says, I think this is my first time at one of your streams in a long time. That's because I have not been here in a long time. Once July hit and I picked up the teaching job, that was about it. I tried to do a couple of weekend streams and then I got sick and then I just could not seem to catch up. So, yeah. So I have not been here for a while, but hopefully I'll be back more consistently now. So, cross our fingers. Thanks for hosting. You're welcome. It was fun being productive and chatting. Yes, exactly, as CB says. You went to the store this morning, and there were very few staff available to ask questions. So when you got to the checkout, you applied the if you can't be nice, say nothing rule. Yes. Not a fan of last minute streams. Yes, exactly. I'm sorry. I apologize for the last minuteness of this particular stream. And I will do better. I hope. But we all know that Dawdling is in it's right here. in my name. Or in my chosen username anyway. Alrighty. So hopefully y'all had fun and got some stuff done. And I will see y'all tomorrow, if not later this week. So yeah, so I will see y'all later. Thank you very much. Don't forget to save, and have a good rest of your day and or evening.